Alright, hello everybody, it's me, Clock, and we're playing Dead Weight, a visual novel about two guys walking in the snow on a hike. 5 feet apart. The bright white light... The bright white landscape surrounding the mountains swallowed the sun's warmth, leaving the sky barren and blinding. With every turn of Ronan's head, he saw nothing but dead trees and blankets of pure white snow. The howling wind kept him on his toes, setting shivers each time it grazed over his cheeks. Winter was always the toughest. Ronan's eyes kept shifting between the path ahead and his watch. It was still early, but with the frequency of snow pouring down on him, Ronan knew despite the bright sky, his time was limited. He's been walking for a while. I actually really like the menu art. Do you guys see this? I can't. I gotta turn myself off. Wait, let me show you guys. See, look at that tree and look at the branches, quotation marks around it. This is a really cool like UI. I really like that. Sorry, I just wanted to talk about that. It's touching grass. We were not talking about holes earlier. We talking about the movie. He's been walking for a while. He measured the time less so from the ticking of his watch and more from his aching legs. Clock reference. But the cold served as a vigilant reminder that there was no time to waste. This sort of weather waited for no one. Nature had no patience and lacked gentleness in ways that taught Ronan to be wary, to measure every possibility, every risk. Then there was another matter he had taken into account. The more he walked, the more he felt the thing weighing on his back. It was impossible to ignore. It kept pressing him down with every step, causing his shoes to sink deeper into the snow. He kept on having to drag his leg to push through.
Are you okay?
Oh, I didn't know this was voice acted. Wow, okay. Partially, but still pretty good. Let's take a break. Looks like you need it anyway. Armas. Despite Armas's gentle reminder, Ronan remained persistent. He was firm on pushing through the snow, climbing up the steep path ahead. Wait, who's who? Are you Ronan, or is this Ronan? Who's Armas? Okay, wait, I think he's Armas. Yeah, he's Armas, so I'm Ronan, okay. Yeah, okay, I'm Ronan. I'm fine. And then Armas, yeah, okay, he opened his mouth. No, I know your feet are killing you right now. I know that look on your face. You can't fool me, Ro. Ronan hated it when Armas made these observations. He had a habit of prying into everything Ronan did, and always came to pointed conclusions that felt like accusations. But Armas lacked the edge to do so. Ronan knew well he was being sincere. Armas had his ways. Even if Ronan did need a moment, this weather waited for nobody. If he wanted to make it out of the snow, to make it out alive, he needed to keep going. No, these are two boys. I did say boys love.
Not this again.
It does say boys love. And he did just refer to Ronan as a he. So, yeah. I'm not in the mood to deal with your teasing. I'm not teasing. I really am worried. Ronan sighed. I know.
Right, of course.
If you want, wait. Oh, back. No, I skipped the line, dude. If you want proof, I can go back to this. If I go down, just scroll down a little bit. If I scroll down, it starts with boys love. So, yes. Ultimate BL visual novel. I'm just gonna throw in, if you think Ronan is maybe feminine, maybe they're trans. I don't know though, that's an assumption. All I know is that they use he, him pronouns, okay? They could just be a femboy, okay? Chat, you love femboys. Maybe if someone hadn't decided to go on a hike on a snowy day, I wouldn't need to keep it together. Come on, you say it like you're not enjoying yourself. It was a great plan. You like hiking. This winter's perfect. Look at all this snow. Besides, you got my back, right? We got each other. We'll be alright. Every hike had its risks. This one more so than Ronan's usual hike. But the two of them had been fighting on and off for the past 2 weeks. Even if it was a reckless plan, it was Armis's way for them to try to mend things. Ronan loved hiking. Armis loved the winter. It would have been perfect. And who was Ronan to deny Armis from that? You can't depend on me all the time. But that handsome face says to me, ooh, please depend on me. Shut up. Damn. Even Ronan couldn't resist smiling a bit. He thought Armis's teasing was annoying, but more than anything, it was endearing. Besides, as much as I like to rest like you said, the snow's going to get worse if I stay for too long. I want to make it before then. Ronan felt Armis watching him closely from the corner of his eyes. You sure you'll make it all the way with that thing on your back? Armis pointed out, eyes casting briefly over the thing on Ronan's back. Ronan was silent, not immediately answering. I have to.
I'll make it. I have to.
There was nothing Armis could tell Ronan that could dissuade him from bringing it back to safety, even if it meant having to drag his own body through the snow. Well, then let's not waste time and try to get you out of here. We don't want the snow to freeze you to death. That'd be an embarrassing way to die. Ronan scoffed. Only a blanket of whiteness was waiting up ahead. That and the sound of howling wind. No! No, dude, no! Wait. Okay, there we go. Ronan kept his steps steady. Oh, it was changing. They said there was visual bugs because I tried downloading the game, but it wouldn't work. Like, I couldn't stream it. So I am using the browser version, but they did say there's some bugs with the browser version. I'll be doing some small saves, but yeah. Hopefully it's fine. Hopefully it's fine. Ronan kept his steps steady as the snow grew thicker. The wind was stronger, pushing him back slightly. Every step became heavier and heavier by the minute. I didn't confirm that this was a femboy, by the way. I just said it's a feminine man. Okay? But it is a man. God, you guys are crazy. Okay, Ronan kept his steps steady as the snow grew thicker. The wind was stronger, and pushing him back slightly. Every step became heavier and heavier by the minute. It was getting to a point where it was difficult to see his surroundings. Even as he squinted, there was only a blurry landscape of white and dead trees. But it was nothing alarming, at least not yet. He was still able to stand, even as he trembled slightly, despite the thick layers of clothes. Ronan glanced back to the thing pressing against his back. It remained still, unwavered by the growing turbulent weather. L. Don't L me. Look, chat took it and ran, okay? Ronan wasn't sure what he was expecting. Of course it wouldn't move. This is a morbid boys' love, okay? That's all you need to know. That is the truth. Those are the tags in the description. Saying this is morbid is probably fitting, considering we're in the dead of winter. The numbing ache pounding in his legs made it difficult to think of anything beside moving forward. Part of him had the urge to let go. If his hands stopped gripping on the straps of his back, it'd be over. There'd be no weight there pressing him down. He'd be able to move. He'd be able to breathe. How he'd be able to make it. But Ronan tightened his grip on his backpack. He dismissed those thoughts and reminded himself he was set on bringing it back with him, no matter what the cost may be. Dead weight. That is, if his senses were still intact. The more blurry his sight gets, the more doubt creeps into his mind. Hey, Ro. Armis shouted through the thickness of everything with ease. Look, isn't this the lake we were planning to see? Ronan turned his head to see Armis standing by a frozen lake, surrounded by dead trees, covered in powdered snow. His eyes wandered over to where a large body of water would have been, but was now frozen over from the change of seasons. The lake stretched for miles up until the other sides where rows of trees and a mountain were visible in the distance, Close, yet out of reach. It was a scenery lifted straight from paintings Ronan would see from these small art galleries Armas dragged him to. Yeah, let me just save that for a second. That's a dead body on the back? Well, the game is called Dead Weight. No way. I don't believe that. I don't think so. I think you're wrong, chat. It was a scenery lifted straight from paintings Ronan would see from those small art galleries Armas dragged him to. Ronan gazed over the layers of ice. Part of him wondered if the layers of ice would break under the pressure of his foot, but he shook off the thought. Oh man, this is so much prettier than I thought. Also, there we go. There we go. Oh man, you should try walking on it. I would rather not. Really? Not even a little bit curious? Armas's eyes were bright, gleaming at the desolate landscape of whiteness. Sometimes Ronan wondered what it felt like to look at the world through Armas's eyes. Perhaps the sun was brighter, warmer to Armas. Ways in which Ronan failed to see. About what? It's just ice. Nothing special. Besides, we can go to that ice rink that's like a 10-minute drive from our place. Aw, babe, you're no fun. That's back home. This is here, with nature and all that. I mean, look at the scenery. Isn't it beautiful? You might not have another chance when you get out of here. Although it wasn't likely that the ice would crack and splinter in cold weather like this, he wasn't gonna take any risks. He didn't want to. Perhaps they might not have any other chance to do this, but was it even worth it? Ronan frowned. No. What if the ice has already melted? What if it breaks from our weight?
It's too risky.
I'm not taking that risk. I need to get out of the snow and make it to safety. Do you even know where you're going? Ronan noticed the frustration layered in Armas's voice. I mean, you've been walking forever, and now your legs are aching. There's nothing but snow ahead. It'll only get worse. It will. Ronan kept telling himself. It will only get worse. Nothing is going to change that. Which is exactly why I need to keep going. I don't have time to play around in this weather. If I don't try to get us out of this storm, I don't want to think of what'll happen. What if you get lost? What if you are lost, Ro? What if there's no point moving when you don't even know what's waiting ahead? What are you talking about? I'm talking about you, Ronan. What do you mean, don't bring a suspiciously shaped human bag to dates? Yeah, man. Guess what, chat? Now, you spoiled the surprise. I had a giant gummy bear in there. Now you don't get any. How about that? What if it's a giant gummy bear? It's a snack for the hiking trip. Keep your energy up high, you know? Nothing for you. There's a sharp, pointed tone in Armas's words. Something had been bothering Ronan, but he kept it quiet to himself, thinking he must have been dreaming. But there's no point in looking away. Not anymore. Why are you here, Armas? What do you mean? We went on a trip here together. Remember, silly? Yeah, but we were arguing about how I'm thinking about taking that job out of town, and I wanted you to come with me. Then you were like, no, that's too risky. Think about having to pluck our whole lives to start over in some random new place. I know, but weren't we content where we are? At our own place? Living here? And I said we can compromise, do something. But you were stubborn. You were firm on being against it. Ronan stared at Armas as he kept on going, detailing everything that happened. He wanted to retort everything to Armas out of frustration, but he didn't have the energy nor the capacity to do that right now. Not with the ache in his legs, the heavy weight on his back, or the stinging pain of breathing in this damned cold air. Then I told you we should go on a trip, a hiking trip to loosen ourselves up a bit, you know? You're super convinced we shouldn't have gone because of the weather. Then I told you it'd be fine, so we went on this hike. We shouldn't have gone. We never should have gone here. But our mask kept on going despite how visibly distressed Ronan was at that point. Then we reached that slippery hill. We were yelling at each other. I don't remember what you said to me. What was it? Reckless? Childish? Good for nut? A growing feeling of dread dawned on Ronan. He replied this time firmly. I mean, why are you here? You're gone. Dead. I saw you. It all happened so fast. One wrong step and the next thing Ronan knew, Armus was at the bottom of that hill, with his head bleeding. You were breathing. I felt you breathing, then you... Ronan panicked. He carried Armas and walked. He walked and walked and walked. Armas's breath was faint. It slowed down. Ronan remembered that. It became slower. Slower and slower. And then a thought occurred to Ronan. When had Armas's breathing stopped? At what point did Armas stop moving, or even speaking? Ronan lost track of it. He didn't want to think about it. He hadn't thought about it. Not until now. Ronan's throat tightened slightly as panic rose. The presence of Armas's weight on his back suffocated him, making him all too aware of what went down. Does it matter? As long as I'm here, why does it matter? You shouldn't be, Ronan wanted to say. But did it matter? Of course it matters. I don't even understand why you're here. If you don't understand, why don't you just leave me here? Why keep on carrying me knowing I'm dead? What was Ronan supposed to say to that? Why did he carry Armas all this time, knowing there was nothing else he could have done? Are fun boys talking to a ghost? I don't want to spoil anything. I don't want to share my thoughts because that'd be a pretty big spoiler. But I think somebody in chat knows what's going on. But maybe he held on because it was the only thing he could hold on to. Even if the chances were slim, why would Ronan risk that tiny sliver of hope? I have to.
I'll make it. I have to.
Because I have to. Is it because you have to, or you want to? Why would I? Ronan stopped, cutting himself off. He let the bitterness die down, not quite sure how to answer Armas. The wind kept on crying, showing no sign of it easing anytime soon. It was the walk ahead for Ronan to worry about. He stayed quiet, turning away from the frozen lake and continued walking. The snow became a storm as time passed, just as Ronan predicted. But Ronan kept on pushing against the currents of the wind. It was difficult, trying to force yourself against something that kept pushing him away. His whole body was pounding this time, on the brink of breaking if he stopped moving. Ronan wasn't sure if his legs would move again if he were to stop even for a moment. You won't make it at this point, Ronan didn't reply. Kept on walking, fighting through the storm. Why carry all that weight? Wouldn't it be easier if you simply let it go? Why carry all that weight? It would have been easier. Armas was right. If Ronan wasn't so stubborn on bringing Armas home, he would have made it out of this damn storm sooner. It would have been easier to let it go, to walk away, to leave Armas's body behind. Would have been easier, but Ronan feared what letting Armas go meant. If he did, what happens then? I'm afraid what will happen if I stop carrying you.
I'm sorry.
I feel like I'm failing you if I don't carry you with me. I don't know how to sit with that guilt. I'm afraid if I don't carry it, then it'll all be too real. Then you'll really be gone. Ronan would have teared up. His frustration muted into devastation, he had stubbornly avoided. But his lungs were freezing and they hurt. Everything hurts. A violent mist of snow made everything so much heavier. Ronan stood there, alone, all while Armas, real or not, stood beside him, watching. There's nothing else that can be done now. Your choice can only be yours. That won't really go away. Not really, anyway. I'll be here when you want me to be. I don't know if that's a comforting thought. I mean, I feel like I'm going crazy right now. Maybe you are. Just a tiny bit. But who wouldn't in this storm? A harsh gust of wind cut Ronan's sentence off, causing him to stumble over and fall on his knees, pressing into the snow. Ronan's sight was bleary. He won't be able to make it. But Armas remained calm, steady as a statue, unmoved by the wind that was tearing down at Ronan. As Ronan kept pushing, there was something visible in the distance. A building. You could see a watchtower up ahead on the hill, only a short hike away. Safety was within his reach, but the wind roared. The cold was piercing. His legs were numb, buried by the thickened blanket of snow. If Ronan doesn't move soon, there's a good chance he might not make it. You have to decide soon. I don't know if I can. Armas smiled. Even through the storm, Ronan sensed tenderness behind Armas's smile. He'd missed that smile. Of course you can. You've made it this far. Whatever you choose, I'll be here, every step of the way. But I will be here, Ro. Trust me, Armas was trying to tell him. Trust him that he will be there, no matter what happens next. So, what'll it be, Captain? I'm just gonna save here, because there is 2 endings. So, which ending do we go for first? Has to be an option to take him. I'll carry you with me, or I'll go on ahead. I think either way, you'll always have Armas with you, if that's what you're wondering about. Let's start with carry you with me. Yeah, let's start with carry you with me. I feel like I'll go on ahead will probably be the better ending, but maybe not. I'll carry you with me. I'm holding on to you. I'll carry you with me. I have to and I want to. For a moment, Ronan expected Armas to scold him, to be furious at this risky choice he's made that wouldn't end well for him. But instead, when Ronan looked, Armas was smiling. Okay, come on then. I'll keep you company until we get up there. Aren't you angry with me? Don't you think I'm being ridiculous right now for not letting go? You're already carrying so much with you. The least I can do is be here. Not gonna leave you alone in the storm. What sort of partner would that make me? For the first time in what felt like forever, Ronan laughed. The roaring storm seemed to have calmed down, but the silence that came after felt eerily empty. Even so, Ronan didn't seem to care. He was carrying the rain on his back, and Armas walked beside him. There was nothing but white ahead of them. The storm died almost immediately, as if it was never there to begin with. But neither of them cared. They kept on walking. So long as they had each other, Ronan told himself. Where were we going again? The lookout tower. It was right up there, wasn't it? I can't see it now. It's also full of snow. Damn. Well, it doesn't matter. Let's just keep walking until we find something. Well, you better keep up then. I don't want to have you slowing us down. Armas laughed. Ronan smiled.
We'll be okay.
Wherever you're going, I'll follow. That was really fucking sad. Wow. I'm gonna pick the other ending. Chat, I don't think chat understood that we died. Yeah, I don't think a lot of chat realized in that ending we died. Almost immediately, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure we just died right then and there. And Armas really just said, I'll stay with you. Damn. I'm gonna go for the other ending. We'll talk about the rest later, okay? Yeah. Now, I'm wondering if we live. I'll go on ahead. Without saying much, Ronan tugged on his bright red scarf before zipping up his coat further. He looked over at one of the trees and walked to it, pushing through the storm. Ronan knelt down, groaning at how stiff his legs were. He carefully rested Armas against the tree. His eyes tenderly gazed over the wrapped-up body, frowning. In the corner of his eyes, Armas stood by him. Ronan wrapped his scarf around the body, a bright enough scarf to ensure he would be able to find him again. When everything calms down, Ronan will be back.
We'll be okay.
I'll be fine. I can look after myself. You go on ahead. The storm will pass. It'll pass and I'll come back. I know. There was a firmness in Armas's reply that eased the doubt in Ronan's mind. Even as Ronan stood up, hesitating, he looked at Armas. His partner looked at him with his usual smile and a simple nod, quiet reassurance. As Ronan hiked up towards the watchtowers, he looked back to see Armas waving at him, smiling while standing near his own body. He climbed further and further until Armas slowly faded away, blending with the blurriness of the storm, lost in the chaos, far out of reach. But Ronan held on to the reassurance Armas gave him. After the storm, after everything calmed down, he'll come back for him. He will. Big Sag. Big Sag. Well, oh! That's kind of nice. I kind of like that at the end. You see that it changed? So there's the bag. There's Armas, and there's Ronan. That was sad. Yeah, that was sad. Tip. Don't go hiking in a storm, no matter how much your partner wants to kill themselves over it, okay? First. That was really short. I didn't think it'd be that short, but that was a good game. Very short, but good. I mean, I figured it out like almost immediately. Very depressing. That's a good game. I like the story. I like the story a lot. Yeah, I do. You can kind of, if you look close enough, it kind of looks like Ronan's smiling. Probably because Armas is like ghost, spirit, whatever. Maybe just Ronan's brain, you know, playing a trick. Oh, and wait, no. This is Ronan. Never mind. This is Ronan. Oh, I thought this was Armas. Sorry, Armas. Oh my god, I'm stupid. Sorry, this is Armas. Standing next to his body, isn't it? Yeah, okay, never mind. Although the watchtower being on that side is kind of interesting, but but anyways, yes, it's Ronan looking back at the body bag and Armas's body disappearing. There we go. I kind of figured that we were carrying the dead body as soon as I read the game's name, Deadweight, and then I was like, man, 2 guys hiking, dead weight, body bag shaped backpack. Sad gay. Yeah, I do love the commitment. I think that's really wholesome and cute that he would go that far to carry his body. I thought it would be a symbolic body bag. Yeah, I did think it was going to be a little different. I'm not upset, though, that it turned out this way. It was good. It was good. It was good. You know. When they were hiking in the snowstorm. I mean, the game was pretty thick with it. Pretty on the nose at the start that it was like, it's a bad storm. You didn't think it, like, and then they got into their little, like, recount of the argument, and I think it was pretty obvious. And then they just blatantly say it outright. But that's not the point of the game, right? That wasn't the point. Snowstorm equals someone's probably dead. Hey, that didn't happen in Cold Front, okay? To be fair, it wasn't a real snowstorm. Hey, Mint. Anyways, that was Deadweight. I liked it. And I hope you guys liked it too. Please, if you're new here, my name's Clock if you forgot. And if you could please clock that like button and subscribe, I'd appreciate it a lot, okay? We play a lot of visual novels, horror games, indie games on the channel.
Nut.
And of course, chat likes to nut on me. And I'd appreciate it a lot. Yeah. This was a great game. Short, to the point, sad. But sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes that's nice. And the art was phenomenal too, and getting this to be animated was really nice, a nice touch too. I did enjoy that a lot. Especially the different title screen endings too. I really like when a game does that. Title screen endings, showing off art for the title screen, depending on what ending you got. That's really cool. So anyways, YouTube, remember this. Never go hiking in the wilderness without checking the weather first and being aptly prepared. And don't get in arguments too when you're out in the wilderness, okay? Calm down. Relax, okay? Because nature's gonna kick your ass. Anyways, with that said, I'm clocking out. Peace.